If you're going to be a tough guy in today's NHL, you have to be able to do more than just drop the gloves. You have to have all-around ability. John Ferguson Sr. was among the first of a new breed of tough guy that could fight and also score, making him an integral part of 5 Stanley Cup championships with the Montreal Canadiens. John Bowie Fergie Ferguson Sr. was a professional ice hockey player and executive who played for the Montreal Canadiens of the NHL from 1963 to 1971. He also acted as a coach and general manager for the New York Rangers and Winnipeg Jets. As a boy growing up in Vancouver, British Columbia, Ferguson had many interests in addition to hockey. He had a love for equestrians and played lacrosse. While working as a stick boy for the Vancouver Canucks, Ferguson took a keen interest in the enforcer role when he began to notice how star players on the Canucks were being bullied on the ice without protection from their teammates. Ferguson began his climb to the pros while playing 3 seasons in the Saskatchewan Junior Hockey League, SJHL, with the Melville Millionaires, then 1 season with the Fort Wayne Komets of the International Hockey League, IHL, and rounding out his minor league career with 3 seasons with the Cleveland Barons of the American Hockey League, AHL. In 1963, Fergie got the call to join the Montreal Canadiens. At the time, the Canadiens were in need of an enforcer. Opposition players were taking liberties with Canadian star John Beliveau. It didn't take long for Ferguson to drop the gloves. Only 12 seconds into his first NHL game, he found himself squaring off against Boston Bruins pugilist Ted Green. After disposing of Green, the league was served notice. Ferguson was not a one-dimensional player. Sure, he could fight, but he could also score. He had a passion for the game of hockey, and that passion drove him to be a formidable competitor. Playing alongside Beliveau, he led all rookies in scoring in his freshman season and finished second in Calder voting to his teammate and 1963-64 Calder Trophy winner Jacques Laperriere. At 5'11" and 190 pounds, he would be considered small in comparison to today's heavyweights, but his heart and determination were second to none. Ferguson was a 5-time Stanley Cup winner, 1965, 1966, 1968, 1969, and 1971, and scored the cup-clinching goal in the 1969 Stanley Cup Final against the St. Louis Blues. That season saw him record a career-high 29 goals and 52 points in 71 games, with a +30 rating. He was twice selected for the NHL All-Star Game. In 85 postseason games, he collected 20 goals and 18 assists. Ferguson was no stranger to the penalty box. Every season of his NHL career, he spent no less than 117 minutes in the sin bin, with a career high of 185 minutes in the box in 1968-69. In 1972, Ferguson was named assistant coach of Team Canada and helped guide the team to a historic win against the Soviet Union team during the Summit Series. During the series, Soviet Union star Valery Harlamov had been giving Team Canada fits. Team Canada head coach Harry Cinder remarked of Harlamov, "He had the skill and ability of any player in the NHL at that time." It was during the 6th game of the series that assistant coach John Ferguson called Bobby Clarke over to the bench and looked across the ice at Harlamov and said, "I think he needs a tap on the ankle." Ferguson would later become the head coach and general manager of the New York Rangers for 2 seasons, 1975-76 and 1976-77, and was instrumental in obtaining Anders Hedberg and Ulf Nilsson from the Winnipeg Jets of the WHA to the Rangers. Both were considered to be the Jets' top players and formed 2/3 of the hotline. The line was considered one of the best lines in hockey history, with Bobby Hull being the other third. Ferguson would later become the head coach and general manager of the Winnipeg Jets of the WHA, and later for a season in the NHL in 1985-86. He closed out his NHL career working for the Ottawa Senators during the early 90s as Director of Player Personnel. He is acknowledged as acquiring Daniel Alfredson. He later worked as a special consultant to the general manager of the San Jose Sharks. Ferguson was diagnosed with prostate cancer in September 2005. He passed away at the age of 68 on July 14, 2007, in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. Ferguson's son, John Jr., is the former general manager of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Hey hockey fans, if you like this content, please like, share, and subscribe. You can also follow my blog at https://tedtalkshockey.com. And remember, keep your stick on the ice, and thanks for watching.